introduction?
That would be handy.
Alright, read
Alright, cool.
Right, imagine that didn't happen. Right,
Let's go back.
Right, cut.
3, 2, 1. Back.
Yeah, so we got a great act for you on next.
We have.
I know, and then after this act we're going to have a 15-minute break so you can have a slash, have a cigarette, have a drink and just hang around socialise with some of the comedians.
Yeah.
And then we've got some great acts from you after the second half. I mean, literally great.
Amazing.
Yeah. But anyways, we'll get on to him. He's funny, he's great. He doesn't masturbate. It's David Baxter!
Evening. To be honest, I was expecting that to last a bit longer. But never mind. How are you all doing? All right? Yay! Well, half the crowd's awake. The other half, I don't know. Can the half of the crowd that's awake cheer loud enough to wake up the crowd, the half the crowd that's asleep? After 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah! Are we all awake? Okay, right, well I shall crack on then. So, before you all start kind of pointing and whispering and everything else, yes, I do look like a bloke off the telly. No, I'm not the secret love child of Jeremy Kyle and Cameron Diaz. And yes, I did used to fly around in a blue box. There you go. So I just upgraded it, to be fair. Got myself a brand new one. So new, you can't get it until 2015. So yeah, although to be fair, I brought it here tonight. Well, I say here. I was a bit worried about leaving it in the middle of Chelmsford High Street on a Thursday night. So I thought I'd leave it somewhere a bit safer. So I left it in Basildon Town Square. Oh, I'll take it that's not a very safe thing. Okay, alright, it'll be there or it won't be. Forgotten already. Other jokes, oh yes, other jokes. Dr. Dotton, no. Anyway, actually that's what I was going to say. You all look quite a mature crowd. Apart from maybe DC at the back. Has anybody in tonight got any children? I'll pay cash. That's because she's embarrassed. Either by me or by you. I shall let the crowd decide. No, that's all right. I don't want any more. I've got 2 of my own already. I have got a boy and a girl though, which is perfect. It means that my girlfriend, who happens to be the mother of the 2 children, thankfully, can actually take our daughter out shopping, while I have to take our son to his ballet lessons. Don't know quite how that worked out. That said though, aren't parents a funny thing? So I say this as a parent, because when I phoned my parents to tell them that I was going to be a father, the first thing that you expect out of your parents' mouths is saying things like, "Oh, congratulations! Oh, when's it due? Or do you know what you're having?" No. First thing out of my mother's mouth, "Is it yours?" I fucking hope so. But we all say stupid things, don't we? No, just me? Yeah. Fair enough. No, we all say stupid things. It's like my son, for example, right, he's 5, bless him. Alright, he comes out with some classics. Alright, so we were playing a game of Monopoly the other day. Start young. And the little fucker beats me. Unbelievable. So he turns around to me, quite triumphant, and he goes, "You came second, Daddy." Not bad. Listen, mate, if I'd done that 5 years ago, you wouldn't be here. Yeah, or just yesterday, actually, he was sat by the window, he was waiting for his mum to come home, and he shouts out to me, he goes, "Daddy!" What? I run into the room, I thought he'd fallen over or something. I says, "Oh, look, there's a lady walking down, Daddy, that looks just like Mummy." But it isn't Mummy. She's a vegetarian. How can you tell she's a vegetarian, mate? Because she's got brown hands. Brown hands? Why do you think vegetarians have got brown hands? Well, because they're always digging the vegetables out of the garden, stupid. It was literally like that. Unbelievable. But still, anyway, have we enjoyed the summer?
Yeah.
About 3 people did. I think it's been immense, hasn't it, this summer? 2012, the year that you quite easily forget, clearly. We started off with the Queen's Diamond Jubilee. What a fantastic occasion that was. They even got out a royal barge. Now that hasn't been dusted off since Princess Diana was in the Paris Tunnel.
Nice.
Oh, controversial.
Too soon.
Too soon. That was quickly followed up by the European Football Championships. Any football fans in? Apparently not. No, your audience, Dave. No, your audience. I don't know why I just turned around there to my imaginary self. To make a note for later. But yeah, we had the European Football Championships. Whether you're a football fan or not, I'm quite sure you got caught up in it. Did anybody else find it quite ironic that it was Germany that knocked Greece out of the Euros? Especially as they put all that money up trying to keep them in it. Didn't quite get that. And of course, we've just had the Olympics, haven't we? Wasn't that fantastic?
Hey.
Well, actually a bit better for the Olympics compared to the football, so I'll take that. The Olympics, that was brilliant. Do you know what, right? There was one job in the Olympics that I really didn't fancy. Not that I had a chance of getting it, but I didn't fancy it. Right? And that was the guy that was in the stadium having to announce all the countries that were coming in during the opening ceremony. 204 of them there was, and he had to sound as excited when he got to Vanuatu as he did when he got to Australia. Controversial. Any Aussies in? Hope not, otherwise I should be dead on the way out. I won't mention the medal table then. But you know what? I think the best thing actually came from the Paralympics. Right? The Paralympics had dwarf powerlifting.
Wait.
Brilliant. And incidentally, all right, that is not where somebody powerlifts a couple of dwarves. All right, because that belongs on YouTube. All right, not on the Olympic Games. All right. That said, though, in the powerlifting we were brilliant, weren't we? We got bronze. Well, I know, granted, it's a couple of levels below awesome, but it was still brilliant. All right. Now, bearing in mind that she's about this high, all right, and she managed to lift 3 times her own body weight. Fucking amazing, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? I'm, just short of 6 foot, able-bodied. I can barely lift a packet of crisps. Anyway, I better be careful what I say there, to be fair, because my dad is a vicar. All right, and actually, when I left school, I joined the clergy, unbelievably. It was all going really well. I found God. He was hiding behind the stairs. And it was all going really well, and then they found out that I used to play in the same band as Gary Glitter. Now, that's when it all changed. That's when they really, really wanted me to run to be Pope. I don't quite get it, but there we go. I've forgotten the next song. What?
Other jokes.
I forgot the next thong I just said. That was a slip of the tongue.
It's gone down the track.
Hey! Let's hope it's not gone down the back crack. Otherwise we're all in trouble. Anyway, I was walking past a hair salon the other day, right, and they had a sign outside waiting, advertising for, it's just saying, models wanted. So I went, oh, brilliant. So I took morphine. I went, there you go, what can you do with that? But still, anyway, this is what I would consider to be not a hobby. This is my chosen profession. However, I do have to have a day job because I've got a mortgage to pay and children to raise and all sorts of stuff like that. I was actually at work the other day actually, and I was walking past the water cooler. I'm quite sure anybody who works in an office will relate to this water cooler moment. There was a couple of girls that work just across the floor from me, and they were having a conversation about a date one of them been on over the weekend, and she was going, "You know what? I really liked him. He seemed genuinely genuine." Just as I walked past, and I thought, genuine? How does that work? Alright, you might as well walk into Pizza Hut and ask for an authentic Italian pizza. Yeah, or wander into Primark and expect to receive quality clothing. You know, ultimately, they sell them for £2 bob and they make them for a bob. If I ever find Bob, I will kill him. Anyway, that has been me. I've been Dave Baxter. You've been hopefully amused. If not, then come and tell me at the bar in a moment because I will be necking the next beer very quickly. Thank you very much.
Where's one then? Oh, there we go. Dave Baxter, ladies and gentlemen.